I got married in 2017, and I trusted God for the fruit of the womb for 7 years. That 7 years was not easy. Then I lost my mom in 2023. That was the first time I came to this church. I went back and I started feeling somehow. As God will have it, I went to the hospital. They say pregnancy. First pregnancy ever in 7 years. And at age 46, I don't look it. That was when I tested pregnancy for the first time. That pregnancy, when I went there, the woman tested me. I told her, check, it's supposed to be 3. It's not 2. Maybe 1 is hiding at the back. She was looking at me like, is this lady okay? I said she will not understand what I'm saying. While I was in my pregnancy believing God journey, anytime I have these symptoms of pregnancy, what I've read, vomiting, nausea, sometimes I'll wake up, I've not seen my period for 7 days, I will think I'm pregnant. Somebody will just come and give me food in the night, in the dream. Once I eat that food, the next day I will see my period. Then something just told me, why not ask for the mantle? I now told the person, can you give me those mantles that were used, the pastor placed on his head in 21 days fasting? And they gave me 2. I actually wanted 3. I said, God should give me 3 for my troubles now. But I took 2. They gave me that 2. And when I was going, something told me to be putting it on my stomach. Because sometimes 7 days, 8 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, I have never seen the face. In this altar, pastor will be saying, eating in the dream, that was how that one stopped. I just want to thank God because God has really, truly honored me. You will not understand. I'm the only girl in midst of 4 boys, and all of them have children. All of them gave birth. But when it came to my own turn, there was a delay. The first miracle I got when I walked in here the first time, on the 7th of October, 2023, I will not forget it. I walked in, because before I left Spain to Nigeria, I had not seen my period for a month. And I'm already used to testing. I've never tested for pregnancy before. I'm confirmed pregnant. So I didn't want to test, but that morning I tested and it was negative. So when I came, Pastor preached a topic, the bird and the fowler. I will not forget. So I was crying. That preaching made me so emotional. I was not asking God, am I the bird? Which one am I? No pregnancy, no nothing. I was just crying. I sat down there, I will not forget. And I had not seen my period, and the thing is negative again. But when I started crying, Pastor was praying. My stomach started behaving funny, and I knew that this is a sign of me seeing the period. I saw my period inside this church. Here, I had to go home. I had to go home because I didn't want to stain myself, so I rushed out. That was 3rd service because I wanted to stay for the 4 services. So I went for the burial. I came back, 31st night, I will not forget, 31st crossover. Either between 1st, 2nd, 3rd, those 3 days, New Year 2024, I started saying, God, New Year again. I've lost my mom. That was her greatest prayer, to see my children before she dies. But she did not see them. So when we were praying, Pastor Jerry said 3 things that I noted. In the NSPPD, people will say, when I got my word, I knew it was my word. But I have not had that experience. But that day, Pastor Jerry said, it will happen this year, 2024. The thing just hit me, and I took a pen, I wrote it. I said, Pastor Jerry said I will get pregnant 2024. It will happen this year. And he said another thing, that with or without the process, you will carry your evidence. And I needed some process for those things to happen. I got that word. And he also said, this year is your year of congratulation and celebration. And he said, nothing will go wrong. So I ran with those words. I collected it. I snatched it and ran with it. So I started praying with those words, believing God. Then I was supposed to leave in January. I said, no, let me stay for the 21 days prayer. Before then, I had already bought baby things. I come for morning services. I come for weekly programs. I come to the altar like any other person. I will cry. I will raise the thing. I now made a vow to God. I say, God, if you do it for me, I will bring those children back to Nigeria. You know, I'm a sower. I love to give to the work of God, but I have never exceeded an amount before, like in millions. I say, God, if you do it, I will come in millions to come and thank you. I made that vow. Then after the 21 days fasting, before then, I asked to see pastor, but I was not keen on it because I had already carried enough in the altar. So when I collected that mantle and the Spirit ministered to me that I should be placing it on my stomach, that day, I have not confirmed pregnancy. That night, I started placing all of them in the mantle in my stomach. Till the day I gave birth, I did not miss one day. I was placing it on my stomach. So I now took the mantle, after everything, and I was led to sow a seed. And I sowed that seed in foreign currency before I left. So I just gave it to the altar. As God will have it, that's how that pregnancy I ran with it. No problem, no nothing. If you see me, my legs were very flat. In short, I was even figure 6 or figure... Everything was so smooth. And because of my age then, I was 46 in that 2024. I'm 49 now. I don't look it. Yeah. So they queried so many things. They queried Down syndrome. You know, this Oyibo, they were talking so many. I said, baby, that me I carried in this altar. You people are querying. Before they will say they will run this test, I will tell them, everything is okay. You will not see anything. My husband will be saying, allow them, they are doing. I say, you will not understand. They will not see anything. And the way God did it, everything they queried, everything came out okay. At 36 weeks, at 6 months, 30 weeks, I went to the hospital and they now said the boy had excess fluid. I said, Satan, you came late too. Everything has been smooth, smooth, smooth. You want to show your face. A woman from Lagos testified that before she joined the altar, she lost a child with excess fluid. But now that she joined the altar, the thing want to repeat itself. I said, this thing is serious. So I now started praying. The Pastor Jerry said, reverse. You know, that is excess fluid reverse. And God will have it because the normal fluid was supposed to be like 60 to 65. But the boy's own was 95. So as God will have it, we went back to the hospital after 2 or 3 weeks. They said everything is normal. I say, thank you, Jesus. So as God will have it, you know, because it's twins, I'm not supposed to go normal pushing. I'm supposed to go through CS. So they booked me for CS at 37 weeks. And that 37 weeks, they came 3 weeks earlier. So they said they might need oxygen if the babies. I said everything will be normal. They brought her in short 3-minute interval. The 2 babies came out. You know, they showed me the babies, and they did not enter any incubator or anything. They were sound. Then while I was inside the CS room, I did not close my mouth. I was praying. Everything Pastor Jerry was saying. You will not see the wind, you will not see the rain, your valley is filled with what I was saying it. I said nothing will go wrong. No pregnant woman will die at pregnant. I will just, the Oyibo woman will now ask me, what are you saying? I said, I'm praying. She said, okay. So when they finished, the senior surgeon left because he had already finished, the babies were out. So when they were cleaning me up, that was when they now discovered that I was bleeding inside. The devil did not stop there. So the other doctors were trying to stop the bleeding. The thing was so much. He had to call back that senior doctor to come in. You know, they were doing I had to stay extra 1 hour plus. You know, after everything, they now wheeled me to recovery room. From there, I started, I don't know what they did. I started, fluid was coming out from my body every 5 minutes. I would soil everywhere. They would call cleaners to come and clean. I was still praying. My mouth did not shut. I was still praying. Then after much time, they wheeled me into the room to observe me, different drip here and there. You know, every minute they would call the cleaners to come and clean. You know, I was feeling for the Oyibo women too that were cleaning me. Then the next day, I don't know, one doctor just came in, very young, slim lady. Me, I call her Angel of the Lord, send that one. She just told me to raise my leg, that she just came for something. And I raised it. She don't put something. And brought out one big thick towel that I've soaked with blood. You know, and you know, normally these are the things you hear that they forgot something in somebody's stomach. But God did not allow them, because that was what was making me go to toilet every minute, sawing, you know, and she removed that thing and she just walked away. And that was how that thing ended. That was how that thing ended, you know. And today, like my mother-in-law has 2 sets of twins. My husband, they have almost 7 boys. Nobody gave birth to twins. Me, God honored me and made me mama twins, a boy and a girl. I introduce to you Elena Oluchukwu, Enrique Chetachi to the church. I have come here to fulfill my vow to God, because I told God I will bring it cash. And I'm here to thank this faithful God. This God that never failed. This God that changed my story. This God that made me Mame Jima. People are calling me Mame Jima. I've come to appreciate God. What God cannot do, Pastor Jerry, God bless you. Me, I'm a church girl. I like things of God. I like church. But you have taught me a new dimension of knowing God. I mean, the things I have learned in this altar. Some people think I'm a fanatic, but they will not understand. When you experience God's favor, you will be doing like somebody that has colored, you know. But I don't care. God will bless you. May the Lord honor you. May the Lord cause his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you. And may he bless everything that concerns you. In the mighty name of Jesus. What God cannot do.
Are you just celebrating this in that way? The God that does wonders without numbers.